Presidential. This site is just called Presidential Actions. This page. I'm gonna just scroll down to 9 days ago. Eight pages, my dog. 8 pages, and look, don't nobody shit go nowhere else. Like it don't include Biden, it don't include his first term. It's just 8 of this current term. All right. So then there's like the thought of like, damn, what the fuck is actually going on? Cabinet and cabinet level appointments, okay. Sub-cabinet, okay. Acting cabinet. Chairman and acting chairman, okay. So personnel, okay. And I bet within that list is a hell of a lot of people who, if he told them to lick his ass clean, they would not hesitate to do it. Flying the flag on Full South Inauguration Day. I don't know one person who did that. Rescissions of harmful executive orders and actions. So he definitely rescinded. He rescinded a lot of Biden's actions. Then he started his own, restoring freedom of speech and ending federal censorship, ending the weaponization of federal government, return to in-person work, regulatory freeze pending review, hiring freeze, delivering emergency price relief for American families and defeating the cost of living crisis, which he's not actually going to do. So let's also keep in mind who we talking about. Putting America first in international environmental agreements, granting pardons and commutations of sentences for certain offenses relating to the events or near or at the United States Capitol on January 6th. First day. And then the interesting thing about it is he had people who are actually in prison right now and be like, you know what? I'm good. I'll stay. Application of Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Control Applications Act to TikTok. This is just word soup. Withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization. Who does that benefit? Holding former government officials accountable for election interference and improper disclosure of sensitive governmental information. So he has his hit list of things that he's going to want to do. And I know at the top of that hit list is like, he's going to go after Biden. And Biden, like, he made sure like his son and his family couldn't be like persecuted for things that happened. But one interesting thing that Trump said was like, oh, it's interesting that he didn't pardon himself. You giving up the game. And also, like, y'all voted in a man who literally is so mad at what he actually made transpire that he's willing to put this old man in prison just because he can. But they did. Let's not even ask that question yet. National emergency at the border. It's a lot of shit he said he was going to do. And when you read stuff like protecting the meaning and value of American citizenship, you know that has to do with immigration, putting people over fish, stopping radical environmentalism to provide water to Southern California. Conservation, right? Restoring the death penalty and protecting public safety. For-profit prisons. Promoting beautiful federal civic architecture. Not even architecture, civic architecture. We'll see what that has to do with actual cities and their needs. We're in a national energy emergency. restoring accountability for career senior executives. So trying to fire those people. Reevaluating and realigning United States foreign aid. Okay, you got to fuck with him in order to get his money. Wants to get rid of wind projects. That's that right there. And it just goes on. Designating cartels and other organizations as foreign terrorist organizations and specially designated global terrorists. Other organizations is doing a lot of work there. Restoring merit to government service. You doing what he wants to get you a career. Ending radical and wasteful government DEI programs and preferencing. Firing hella people who made sure the stakes were even. Defending women from gender ideology, extremism, and restoring biological truth to federal government. Anti-trans bill. Doge. Protecting the United States from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats. Protesting. Unleashing Alaska's extraordinary resource potential. Mining in Alaska. Fucking up one of the purest areas we have in the country. Strengthening American leadership in digital financial technology. Crypto bill. I'm sorry, I need to do my Googles. Y'all see it. Y'all see it, right? Ending illegal discrimination and restoring merit-based opportunity. Kickstarting discrimination in hiring. Restoring names that honor American greatness. What the fuck do you mean? Is this about the Confederate bases? No, it's just a mountain. Gulf of America. That's that dumb shit. That's that dumb shit. Okay. Iron Dome for America. I don't know, folks. As you see, as I'm saying, it looks like a hell of a lot has happened and gone in effect the last 9 days. 9 days. I'm interested in what this says. Give me 1 second. Iron domes don't work, but hella people can make money from supplying them, though. That's what that's about. Okay, that's all that is. I thought it was. I'm just getting prepared for people to start talking about the draft when people don't go into the military. That's where I'm at with it. So that's why I'm reading this. Because now I'm a little bit further removed from all the goings on. And so I don't really know when shit is happening. Also, this DEI in the military. So any race or sex stuff, they don't want no parts of. So a specific type of person. they're looking for. Reinstating people who were discharged not taking the vaccine. This was about transitioning. The charter schools. No more race-based ideology in school. I don't really care about that. Expanding migrant operations at Guantanamo Bay. Whoa. Oh, okay. That. Yeah, they work at overtime, man. I'm sorry to have to like gone through that whole thing, but it's just overtime, bro. Overtime. What we were reading. Yeah, it gets wild out here. Yesterday there was a whole dust up, but this even started like last week because I think he specifically called into this. I heard this name like a couple weeks ago. Trump's stop work order for PEPFAR cuts off anti-HIV drugs for patients. Engage Men's Health, a nonprofit organization in South Africa, offers testing and medications to prevent and manage HIV at 3 clinics throughout the country, all for free. That is, they did until Monday, this past Monday. That's when the clinic, which has been funded by the U.S. initiative PEPFAR, says it received orders from the U.S. government to stop all work immediately. It is now closed until further notice, according to notices on its website and social media. This development is the consequence of the Trump administration action on Friday, ordering a stop work for all global help funding, including PEPFAR, the U.S. president's emergency plan for AIDS relief. At least 220,000 patients around the world visit the network of PEPFAR-supported clinics daily, according to a fact sheet from AMFAR, the Foundation for AIDS Research, a premier advocacy organization for people with HIV and AIDS. Some 20 million people around the world rely on these programs for medications. If a person who is HIV positive does not take these medications, the virus can multiply, leading to illness and spread onward to other people through intimate contact. And these developments can also lead to mutations in the virus, potentially making it more transmissible or resistant to medications that were previously effective at keeping it in check. Who does this benefit? Contractors at PEPFAR, both within the U.S. and abroad, were also laid off, which means some of the staff running the healthcare centers funded by the initiative no longer have jobs. In addition, data systems for the program, which tracks everything from the work of local programs to country-level commitments to fight HIV, were dismantled on Monday. Tell me what good this does. But no, there's more. He offered to. This is not a buyout, and so that's the one thing that I learned that I want to rebuke right now. This headline says 5 questions about Trump's federal employee buyout offers, but I want to state that this is not a buyout. The Trump administration is offering what amounts to buyouts for federal workers who don't want to return to the office as a part of the president's breakneck efforts to reshape the government in his second term. Roughly 2 million government employees started receiving emails this week about deferred resignation, raising questions about legal challenges and how the buyouts could shake up Washington. Who's eligible? Most federal workers appear to be eligible for the buyouts. It went to all full-time federal employees with the exceptions of military personnel, U.S. Postal Service workers, and positions related to immigration enforcement and national security. As it blah 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 blah. So he's been pushing for everybody to return back to office. The buyouts is nuts. How does that save money? It doesn't save money. And I'll read it and then I'll tell you what I've thought about today. Deferred resignation program kicked off on January 28th and gives eligible federal employees roughly a week to decide whether to opt in, with a February 6th deadline. Employees who want to take the deal need only to respond with the word resign in a reply to the offer email. The buyout agreement tees up the employee resignation for September 30th of this year, which would mean workers get roughly 8 months of pay and benefits while being exempt from return to office requirements, though questions quickly arose about the legality and mechanics of such moves. All right, so knowing what I know about this country and how things usually go here, they are either going to make you continue to work until September 30th, deferred resignation, or they're just going to fire you. What people are getting caught out is they're saying, oh, we're going to give you 7 months of pay if you want to do this. But when Elon Musk did this exact same thing with Twitter when he bought it, he never paid those people. And now Elon Musk is saying, hey, if you want to resign, just reply to the email saying resign and we'll pay you. He never paid those people, bro. So back to Dio's question, how does that save money? If you never pay those people, they're going to have them looking like old boy from Office Space. I believe you have my stapler. I haven't been paid in 3 months. I need a paycheck. I got to pay bill. Nah. It's Elon Musk and his puppet Donald Trump. Y'all believe these? Do y'all believe these people? Like, I believe them when they say they're going to do something that's going to negatively impact a person, but I'm going to do something for you. Then again, it's an already wacky enough things going on, brother. You read my mind. There will almost certainly be legal challenges to the buyout effort, though who might win a legal fight is unclear. And that's one thing that I'm also noticing. They're doing a lot of shit these days that they're throwing it up and seeing if it sticks, seeing how much people are going to be like, okay, we're riding with it. Because when they tried that shit about not paying benefits and loans and shit, and people thought, oh, Medicaid and SNAP is going to be part of that, they rescinded that shit the next day, today. I want to save that one. Oh. It's just, this is what it was. The White House defends freezing funds as reasonable while Democrats express extreme alarm. This was yesterday. And that's another thing. Them niggas ain't doing shit. The other side that's supposed to save us, they're not doing shit. We'll get to that. He paused grants, loans, and other federal assistance, according to a leaked government memo, later confirmed by the White House. It's supposed to temporarily pause all activities related to obligations or disbursement of all federal financial assistance. And it supposedly went into effect on that same day. So you got to think about it in terms of like anybody who gets any kind of assistance. And they said, hell no, never mind. It's actually insane, all that is happening right now. It's actually insane, brother. This began nearly immediately after the man got in office. Migrant arrests, people trying to go into hospitals, people trying to go into schools. This shit's outrageous, man. We got an ad starting in about 2 minutes. Esquire says, and then their press secretary tried to double down on Twitter, which caused the DOJ to lose at the restraining order hearing today. I watched the hearing and the judge went, never in my days did I think we'd be submitting tweets into evidence. Yeah, we're due for a lot of unprecedented moments from the unprecedented. More than 3,500 undocumented migrants have been arrested since Trump returned to the White House, including just over 1,000 on Tuesday, 969 on Monday, and 1,100 on Sunday. An average of 310 were made through the 2024 fiscal year when Biden was in office. That's insane. It's insane. Immigration officials have described these raids as targeted enforcement operations that have resulted in the arrest of violent gang members and dangerous suspects, and have deputized agents from other federal law enforcement agencies to help step up the arrest. And now, when you throw in the fact that like somebody can get stopped on a speeding charge and get detained and deported, like that shit is wild to me. Like the law that they voted in, the S5 that we were just looking at, that shit is wild to me. It's going to be some crazy times. So you know what the rules are, right? If you see anything, if you notice anything, no the fuck you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. That's just what that is. And I wonder, with as tough as they cracking down on immigrants, are they going to Boston? Are they looking into the neighborhoods in Boston? Are they looking into the places where the Europeans disappeared to and then just slowly become American over time? Or is it just Central Americans? Is it just Africans? Is it just Asians? I don't know. I wonder. Then his staff that he's appointing, what have they got going on? Earlier today, Robert F. Kennedy, is that the nigga name? Yeah, Jr., did a Senate hearing. Went before the Senate Finance Committee on Wednesday to vie for his confirmation as Secretary of Health and Human Services. This man got people killed, dog. Not only did he get people killed through his work, quote unquote, against vaccinations, he actively is profiting off of suits against pharmaceutical companies. And this is who they're putting in as the head of Health and Human Services. His cousin, Caroline Kennedy, the daughter of former President Kennedy, described him as a predator who was unfit for office in recent days. The vaccines were a central topic, and obviously they should be. They talked about abortion. They talked about his vaccination history when it comes down to kids. He stumbled on Medicare and Medicaid. Look, they're doing a little light shit here. The biggest thing that I saw today, I'm gonna find it on my Bluesky likes, and I don't want y'all to look at them. Maybe I retweeted it. It was this exchange with Elizabeth Warren.
Kids might die, but Robert Kennedy can keep cashing in.
And that's an issue. He's missing half his brain apparently because the worm destroyed his brain. Hey man, at a certain point, I think we are in a satire. Someone is trying to prove a point that they can be as lazy as they want in order to take over the world, because people gotta be fucking idiots, man. People gotta be fucking idiots. And Nemo says, didn't insulin get really expensive again too? That shit broke my heart. It did. And I just, man. That shit's a lot. It's a lot to have to deal with. Man, okay. Yeah, I would like to move on from that. A shocking Chinese AI advancement called DeepSeek is sending U.S. stocks plunging. U.S. stocks dropped sharply Monday, and chip maker Nvidia lost nearly $600 billion in market value after a surprise advancement from a Chinese artificial intelligence company, DeepSeek, threatened the aura of invincibility surrounding America's technology industry. Ain't it crazy that you can have the aura of invincibility and be $600 billion richer one morning and then lose that and be $600 billion poorer that same day? Ain't it crazy, the aura of invincibility? I wish like human capital could get $600 billion richer real quick. DeepSeek, a 1-year-old startup, revealed a stunning capability last week. It presented a chat GPT-like AI model called R1, which has all the familiar abilities operating at a fraction of the cost of OpenAI, Google, or Meta's popular AI models. They said they spent just $5.6 million on computing power for its base model, compared with the hundreds of millions or billions of dollars U.S. companies spend on their AI technologies. And them niggas went crashing in the stock market. That's crazy to me, bro. Like, somebody smarter than me is still gonna have to explain AI to me and how everything works, especially if you're not taking other people's information and putting it into your own system, right? And then explain to me how Sam Altman could be like, well, they stole our information. Nigga, you stole people's information. So please don't ask me for sympathy for you getting mobbed on when you just mobbed on all the classic art that's out there, nigga. Current AI is just learning models. Yeah. And you train something off of something else, right? And so if all they had to do is spend $5.6 million to copy off of another nigga homework, I'm supposed to feel bad about that in the era where y'all got this guy in the White House? I don't feel bad about that. I want to see Sam burn too. All of them got to go to me. But anyway, I'm not going to start there. Because we never talked about my boy Luigi. Free Luigi. He ain't even do nothing. So anyway. Oh, for sure that happened, Nemo, for sure that happened. That's all they do. Any whistleblower at this point, if you blow a whistle and die, they're not even hiding it. Boeing killed like 2 whistleblowers last year. 2 different ones. And ain't nobody blink. So yeah, all of them niggas is killing people, bro. They're killing people in our face. Sorry for the aside. Either or. Yeah, I don't feel bad about none of this. Mark Andreessen, is that Andreessen? A supporter of Donald Trump and one of the world's leading tech investors, called DeepSeek one of the most amazing and impressive breakthroughs I've ever seen. Of course you would like a nigga stealing somebody else's shit. Nvidia, the leading supplier of AI chips, fell nearly 17% and lost $588.8 billion in market value. By far the most market value a stock has ever lost in a single day, more than doubling the previous record of $240 billion set by Meta nearly 3 years ago. That's fucking insane, bro. Together, they lost $1 trillion in the last 5 years, and that's okay? 2 companies lost $1 trillion damn near in the past 5 years, and that's okay with people? Money isn't real? Fuck no, it's not. If you can't, I had to have that conversation with myself coming out of a trip one time, boy. It was so interesting. It was so interesting, the things that you learn looking in the tea leaves. Money is not a real thing, bro. It is just put here to control us. This shit is super wild out here, man. This shit is super wild out here. But yeah, that's happening. Speaking of money and where we put our money. So Target, when it came out, was kind of pit. I remember when I was in, I think the first Target I ever went to, we were in Maryland. And we had to drive a little bit to go to the Target. And it was positioned to me. Again, I was a child at the time, so please give me a lot of grace. Target was positioned to me like an upscale Walmart. Went in, I got my Pizza Hut. I begged for that personal pan pizza, god damn it. Popcorn. This is back in the era they had hella popcorn and shit. And some locations still do, but I feel like it's not as prevalent as it used to be. Popcorn and like the little Pizza Hut were in a lot of Targets back in the day. And I feel like now instead of a little Pizza Hut, it's Starbucks. But I'll say I bought something from Target around Christmas time. But now, when they're rolling back their DEI efforts that came about as a result of the murder of George Floyd, it's like, I knew y'all were full of shit when y'all did it, but like y'all really proved that y'all full of shit, not because the issue waned or disappeared and y'all was like, all right, we could just end this, or not because it had just been a while and you were like, oh, it's costing too much money, we can just end this. Y'all did it because this fuck nigga over here. And it's like, really? And I also feel like black people will fuck with Target or have fucked with Target historically. Buddha says, I haven't shopped at Target personally in forever. I only shop there when it's convenient for the co-parent. Okay, can completely understand that. I know hella people who would opt for a Target over a Walmart on any day. I'm one of those people. If you catch me on Walmart, I really needed something and I really had to go to the last possible place I could have in order to get it. The Waltons as a whole, you know, however you may feel about ownership of companies, they're rich. They're okay with me not going to Walmart and me going to Target instead. Target more so than Walmart in suburban America. For real, that's the thing. Again, upscale Walmart. Walmarts can literally be anywhere, and people will go to them because it's Walmart. You know you can get what you need out of convenience. But like Target was an occasion. It felt like, or was positioned like. I would say that people make Target runs. You go to Walmart. You might go to Walmart at 11 o'clock at night. Or in the old days, because now 24-hour Walmarts are gone. You would go to Walmart in the middle of the night and then see somebody you went to school with, or somebody dressed really fucking weird. But one or the other is gonna happen. Target, you kind of maybe like put on your good shoes for. Target's rollback on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives is raising questions about the retail giant's philanthropic commitment to fighting racial disparities and promoting progressive values in liberal Minneapolis, where it is based, and beyond. Target and the Target Foundation have made six-figure donations in recent years to groups working on Black economic empowerment and LGBTQ plus acceptance. Racial equity is still listed as a cornerstone of the foundation's local grant making, but some fundraisers now wonder whether those types of gifts remain a primary concern for the brand as Target joins other major American companies in curtailing internal DEI efforts, attacked most prominently by that fuck nigga. Billions of dollars are spent annually on DEI, but rather than reducing bias and promoting inclusion, DEI creates and then amplifies prejudicial hostility and exacerbates interpersonal conflict, the White House said in a statement accompanying that nigga's executive orders. Corporations, including Walmart, Amazon, and Meta, are retreating from policies intended to counter discrimination, many of which were implemented after the Minneapolis police killing of George Floyd, a black man, in 2020. So that's all those companies. Not just Target, but Walmart, Amazon, and Meta. And it begs the question, how okay are we with just going along with whatever happens? Like, because we're getting kind of toward the point now where that man could kill somebody on Fifth Avenue and people wouldn't do anything. And I'm just curious how far we let people get away with it, because, certain people can entrench themselves in law and justice, and then you have corporations. Now, corporations are people, apparently, but they can't hurt unless you hurt them financially. And so, like, when we start talking in terms of a boycott, I think it's meant for situations like this. So I know the conversation this week has been about what boycott means, and it means different things to different people, and you're not real if you don't do this. And I really just think people should decide amongst themselves, because we already do. Y'all know who be still going to Starbucks. Oh, but now Starbucks they're now giving money to Palestine. Okay. People could get mad at me for going to Chick-fil-A. I was literally having a conversation with one of my coworkers who is a part of this community, and we were talking about going to Chick-fil-A and not feeling right about it, but going to Chick-fil-A. Can I say I go to Chick-fil-A without that on my mind? No, not really. Not all the time. Not all the time. Do I go to Chick-fil-A as often as I used to? Nope, definitely do not. Do I go to Papa John's? It was definitely Domino's and Pizza Hut. And I think Papa John's separately. So any of the big pizza chains, do I go to at all? Nope. And I love Domino's. So when it comes down to Target, and if you're gonna go to Target to shop, period, if you're gonna only go to Target to buy brands like Ghetto Gastro or Tabitha Brown, or if you just don't go to Target at all those are different choices of ways you could show your either confidence or lack thereof in that company. And I'm not really here to tell anybody who and what it should be. If you want to go on Twitter, there's been threads, there's probably been videos of people talking about the Montgomery bus boycott, which, as y'all know, was a result of efforts including Rosa Parks and the civil rights movement, and how they'd had to boycott the bus for over a year. And what it meant then to have to ride a bus to get around somewhere, you had to. And what it meant to give that up. And they got shit done. So, there's that. Let me see what I missed in the comments. You still hate eating that gay hating chicken? Yeah, I'm trying to get myself off of it. Nemo says if it's delicious, it's delicious. I don't fuck with boycotts. They don't work. They don't work because people don't commit to them. And if they do, it's a smaller subset of what needs to happen in order for people to commit. Like at this point, again, with everything I just said about this store, right? They could lose a massive swath of one audience if people committed to it. If that were the case, they would need to have to gain so much more from this other audience that they are keying toe into in order to offset that. And that has to be sustainable over some years. To me, it's nothing for me to be like, if I need something, I can't go to Amazon, Walmart, or Target. So I have to really try to find an alternative. Maybe I'll actually need to go to a sporting goods store. Maybe I actually will need to go to a hardware store. And think about that decision multiplied by however many times you buy some shit in the course of a year. Because just like these companies here decided that they did not want to continue their efforts to appease the black community, because let's get it, 2020, it was about black folks. That 1 year in this whole country was about black folks. These companies said, hey, bro, we still riding with it right now. Now, I ain't saying they're not internally doing shit and we don't know about it, but I know they didn't make no fucking major public announcement that they were rolling back from DEI initiatives to suck one guy's dick. So, I support boycotting to the extent that it makes sense for you. And that's where I'm at with it, Miss Esquire, because again, these days, I really am not trying to get super like caught up in telling people what to do because it's a waste of my energy. And I need that for what's to come. Like, my hope is that you'll see somebody doing some shit that you can respect and you may pivot toward it, and or just pivot away from things that are not good for the entirety of what's going on. Big picture shit. And not everybody can see big picture. And that's not a forever thing. That's just a right now thing. You just hope they get it before it's too late for them or you. Starbucks actually noticed a drop in income from the boycotts. Yeah, they did. Sometimes there's personal circumstance, and this is Esquire. Sometimes there's personal circumstance that prevents some people from boycotting certain establishments, even if they want to. So I wish more people had sympathy for and awareness of that. That's a true thing. If you live in a food desert and the only place you can get groceries is Walmart, I'm not expecting you to boycott Walmart. That's not my expectation. Now, I was gonna share some resources that I saw on Instagram with regards to, you know, people needing to be more aware of what's out there, because damn, this is a whole nother subject. Eggs. If you eat eggs, your eggs are gonna get a whole lot more fucking expensive. I haven't even touched on this yet, but this is a whole nother thing that's going on. Bird flu has them culling millions of chickens often. I was gonna say every day, but I don't know if that's the case, because if there's culling million chickens every day, that's crazy. Eggs are about to go through the fucking roof. But the thing about it is, when you get your eggs from the big chains, they get their eggs from farms. And some of them are factory farms and they have exclusive contracts. But like, in your area, do you know of a farmer's market? Have you gone to the farmer's market? Do you know local farmers? Is there anyone in your area doing a co-op? Because community is what's going to save us in these moments where the eggs are going crazy. Walmart can raise prices. Well, no, I'm not going to say Walmart because this was Kroger that did it. Kroger can raise a price of an item because they got a video and they know it's you. And say, hey, for CapnTrippz, I know that nigga loves Albanese gummy worms, so this bag is usually $2.59. We about to up that shit to $5.75 because it's CapnTrippz. When all that's happening and all the major corporations are raising prices or becoming a lot less consumer friendly, you continuing to go to them if you don't have any other choice is detrimental to you. So like, if there is the possibility of like connecting with local people in your area to offset the balance of some of that, you got to figure out how to do that. I'm gonna come down in the chat in a second, y'all. I'm kind of like catching up. Yeah, traditionally Starbucks does get a big boost in the autumn because of the pumpkin spice latte. They reported losses compared to previous years. That's a real thing because certain people love their pumpkin spice latte, but at the same time, I will say this younger generation, when they commit to some shit, they've been really, really good at sticking to it. And I'm saying this younger generation because I feel like that's who's the face of it. Maybe youth always is the face of the movement, but maybe just today, a lot of people were just like, fuck it, it's not worth it. And then it's Starbucks and it's expensive. Yeah, I don't think boycotts make sense for people who only have XYZ as food options. Like if your only supermarket is Walmart. Yep, 1000% emo. What up, Nessa? Welcome back. I don't think Target will get the customers if they lost a large majority of their liberal shoppers. Conservatives going to go to Walmart because it's cheaper. Yeah, that's a true thing. Well, I like tofu. Everything is going up. Didn't one what shut down in Georgia recently, Nessa? Let me know. Superconductor chips are about to skyrocket. Anything with the CPU is going to spike. That's insane. Kroger wild for that face scanner. Yep. Target and Walmart aren't far behind them. I don't even support Starbucks when they do run coffee runs at the office. On my first day, my boss bought me a coffee, and then as I looked up, I saw the fucking mermaid. And like, oh, I drank it, but I frowned the entire time. So we have a Starbucks at my new job, and I'm never gonna go there myself. Like even when I want something sweet, because the fucking lemon loaf at Starbucks is goated. I'm sorry, the lemon loaf at Starbucks goated, but I haven't been able to have one in 2 years. Dunkin' got the same thing, and worse tasting coffee and cold donuts, but it's worth it. It's still wild to me. All these supermarkets have digital price tags now, but they can't include the tax and prices. Why can't they? Lemon loaf and cake pops. I never had their cake pops. Oh my God, try the Tezo lemon loaf tea. I remember seeing Corey talk about that. I'll definitely have to get it. Does Starbucks taste burnt when you drink it? At times, yes. At times, yes. I think it depends on the barista though, because those baristas are artists. Shout out to them. But fuck Starbucks. So yeah, back to the story. Companies like Costco and Apple are defending their DEI programs despite nationwide pushback. These are the companies standing by their policies. So as we talk about the companies that are not doing what they need to do, let's also talk about the companies that are. You motherfucker, Fortune. Okay, I want to see the ones doubling down. Fuck that shit. All right, so we got Apple. Apple reaffirmed its commitment to DEI by urging shareholders to vote against proposals that sought to dismantle such programs. The company emphasized that fostering a culture of belonging is critical to innovation and success. GG's Apple. Okay, cool. Yeah. Microsoft continues to champion DEI, highlighting its importance in building better products and services for a global audience. The company's steadfast approach signals its belief in DEI as a driver of creativity and competitive advantage. After dismantling its department, the tech giant doubled down on its need for DEI policies and strategies. You dismantled the department, but you doubled down. Okay, cool. JP Morgan Chase, the crack dealers, despite pressure from activist shareholders, CEO Jamie Dimon reaffirmed the bank's commitment to engaging diverse communities, including Black, Hispanic, LGBTQ plus, and veterans. Okay. Goldman Sachs. Okay. Costco. I like this story about Costco. Also because I am a Costco member, and I definitely recommend it if it's one in your area. Just don't eat the salmon right now. Despite external pressures, Costco maintained its DEI policy, with a 98% of shareholders voting to uphold the company's inclusivity initiatives when confronted with a proposal to end them. And if you give people a fucking chance to voice their opinion, this is the one. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Cool. We found an article, but I appreciate it. I'm gonna have to put that in the Can you put that in masterclass for me? Cause hell yeah, I'll do that from now on. Thank you for that. Delta. Shout out to Delta, the home team. Come on now. Let's talk about it. Reaffirmed its commitment to DEI and environmental, social, and governance efforts. Ancestry, we don't give a fuck about. Mitre. What is Mitre? What is this company? Okay. Never mind. This is the right one. Federally funded research and development centers supported various U.S. government agencies in aviation, defense, healthcare, homeland security, and cybersecurity. Well, cool. Maybe I don't want them, but they support DEI. Cisco, Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's just the fucking realist. Elf. Shout out to Elf, even though they had that thing a couple years ago with the streamers. I ain't forgot. But yeah. Just like we're talking about boycotting the companies that are not doing as we need them to do in the society that we want going forward, I feel like we have to concentrate on the ones that are. And like, if I gotta go to Costco to get a haircut because I previously got my haircut at Target, I'm gonna do it. But I've never gotten a haircut at Target or at Costco. Um, yeah, man. But you got to decide to do what's best for you and what you can do. Because, like we were saying earlier, if you live in a food desert, you got to do what you got to do. Um, if Target is the only way you can get some stuff, get some stuff at Target. But I'm not going in for one thing and then coming out with 10 others. Also, I'm very good at targeted shopping. So there's that. There's that. The world going crazy, man. And you got these people who are saying, hey, y'all said y'all reaffirming it. We want you to get away from it. Get out that DEI. Because you know it's got to be a place like that, right? 19 Republican attorneys general called on the Issaquah-based Costco Wholesale to end its workforce diversity policies after the bulk retailer became one of the few companies to defend its practice. And look, the fact that you can say it's one of the few companies, because there's a whole lot that ain't. State officials from Texas, Alabama, Kentucky, fucking weirdos. All that's going on, man. All that's going on. And then we're also still just adjusting to a whole new platform. How are y'all liking Bluesky, man? Let me ask y'all that. About Mitra, Nemo says that they're about to pull that funding once they find out. They could, but if you have the leverage, you don't have to worry about that. Earlier today, I was on my new company's like quarterly call. And for me as a random person, they don't know listening in on the call. They're not trying to impress me whatsoever. And the things they're doing from a organizational standpoint, not just for what benefits them for right now and in one area. It's a global organization. It has to look a lot of ways to appease a lot of different people. And so they weren't specifically asked this, but they said it themselves about their commitment to the DEI initiatives and inclusivity being one of their important things. And it was something that I realized by myself. The fact that, like, you know what helps not being labeled a DEI company is literally calling it IDE in another letter. And it's the same shit, which literally is like when the Scooby-Doo kids were hiding from somebody and Shaggy would stand and put a lamppost over his head, and that was enough to get the monster to walk past. That's all you have to fucking do. Like, if you lean into it and don't, like, you not calling your DEI program a DEI program saves you a lot of headaches, even though it's a DEI program. Like, that by itself. People who are not smart and don't know to look outside the box will never look for it. But they lean into it themselves. And it was just like, you know what? I fuck with it. Because I'm used to people just being like, we tried. It didn't really work. About Bluesky, they're saying, I like it. It's old Twitter pre-2015. That's where I says, really enjoy it. Nemo says it's cool. I like it. There are some things that I would like. But I will also say culturally, not the platform, but like maybe I need to follow more people. And that may be a thing. I feel like at times when I follow someone, I give them pretty much a trial. And if it gets to be the point where you're dominating my timeline, you got to go. If it gets to be the point where I feel like every thought you have in your head is on the timeline, you got to go. If I see your penis and it's on my timeline, you got to go. If you're too horny, like just all the time, you got to go. Because at least right now, the culture of Bluesky to me as a person who I just get on when I get on is like it's like from after the sun goes down, you better be in that house with that talisman on the door or the titties and the booty holes and everything else is coming for you. Now, I'm grown. Y'all already know, or y'all think y'all know what we got going on here. So I consider myself to be like, okay, what's up? it's a lot going on at the time on the timeline after night. It's a lot. And I'm like, the actual adult workers I follow don't be doing that much as regular people be doing. And they'd be like, good morning. Good morning. How's it going? Hey, brother, what? Huh? I do by habit of like, I don't really, there's nothing on me. There's nothing for Bluesky for me after a certain time of night. But I wake up hella early. And whoever was active that night, I ain't got enough. I'm not calling them skeets. I don't have enough kites above that one to block it for me. Like, it's only 1-2 scrolls before somebody is a part of that conversation. Now, again, maybe I'm following some of the wrong people. Maybe I'm not following enough people. One person I had to let go because I'm like, you literally are like the grandmaster of the nastiness. And I just, a little too nasty, a little too ashy for me. But I think it's different when you do all this like slut shaming that seems to be also prevalent on Bluesky within a certain community. And I don't think it's necessary. I think that either you let people have fun, unfollow the people who you think are having too much fun, or like question your commitment to the app. Like, not commitment, but like, why do you really need to be here? If this is what's going on a regular basis and it's falling within your lap and you really don't like it, do you really need to be on this app? Do you need to have all the apps? Because a lot of people feel like they need to have all the apps or be in the middle of everything, which is another thing that I have an issue with. Like, I feel like, are you trying to be the person? Like, you know how on Twitter, organically, people who were themselves became that person, or certain behavior was attributed to that person because they made themselves known for it. I feel like on Bluesky, it's certain people trying to become someone through a certain pillar on social media, and it made me feel weird. Like, you trying too much. You doing a lot. And like, again, if I feel like every fucking tweet on my timeline is from you either writing it or retweeting it, or I think the worst for me is when somebody say some shit and people resonate with it, they have to retweet everyone who like leaves some kind of quote tweet. And I'm just like, I get like 5, maybe even 10. When you retweeting 30, every impression that your thing made with, why do you, it's not up for me to question them and why they need it. It's up for me to question why I followed them. Duly noted. Got it. There, Esquire says, good morning. Dick next to coffee table on dining table. For real. And it was somebody I knew from this world, like this world. And I was like, whoa, brother, what? It's 6:30. When the sun come up, all that shit's supposed to delete. That's how I feel about it. I don't know. I feel like it's annoying and I mute those people. There's people definitely complaining but not blocking. Yeah, I'm trying to become someone on the skyline. So what? Exactly. I be following people because I like the posts that I see from them on the timeline and instantly regret because they live on the timeline. That's happening to me at least 3 times so far. I'm like, damn, like, I agree with your stances, but goddamn, it's just too much of it. Or like some people, I think that they are panicking. And like we just said earlier, it's a lot going on. I'm not going to sit here and try to deny that is a lot going on. But like, I don't think you should either amplify your anxiety for other people And I also think that the panic retweeting everything that comes up that tangentially has anything to do with what happens, which is going to be a lot. They are literally trying to kill us with all this action. They're trying to move so many parts that we're focused on all these that we don't see the hand gestures that they're doing down here. You know, it just becomes a thing where it's like, oh, watch the hand, watch the hand, watch the hand. What's he doing with his other hand? You're not going to see it coming. Hold on. That. Y'all know what I mean. Okay. So yeah, I don't need you reading more, becoming more panicked, sharing everything you read, making other people panic. And I definitely don't want that to be part of my vibration. I've stepped away a lot from like social media. I'll post on Instagram. I'll look at stories because that's real Instagram. Instagram has evolved from a photo platform to a video platform, but the real shit is the shit that goes on in the stories. I feel like. Re-skeeting and quote skeeting reply every so. Stop calling it skeeting. It's still tweets. It's still tweets, y'all. We took the culture from Twitter. We are Twitter. They tweets. I'm not calling that shit a skeet. Please. Let's kill that. Y'all just really like saying skeet. I get it. Oh, skeet, motherfucker. This is crazy. Definitely been muting and unfollowing folks that get annoying with retweet interaction. And some people are so cool, but it's just like, it's a lot. I do be wondering if some of these folks have jobs or other daily obligations because they tweet from dawn to dusk every day. Like, goddamn. I had to unfollow someone who spams those wellness posts. Feels like I'm reading Facebook. Who let these people in here? Who let these people in here? The amount of Facebook level memes and AI pics I be seeing on Bluesky is concerning. And when I see that AI, this person posts AI or their shit is AI, they out of here. I don't be fucking with the AI shit. Like, they don't have shit else to do but besides post and try to be Bluesky. And that's the crazy part. Y'all doing too much for the internet. Act like y'all been somewhere before. We've done this 3 times. We literally made... Shout out to... All right, this has been my journey. I went from Zanga to fucking Black Planet to MySpace to Facebook. From Facebook to Snapchat. From Snapchat back to Instagram. From fucking Instagram... Not to mention Twitter, not to mention Tumblr, not to mention what else has there been? I've been on a lot of different shit. I ain't even gonna put myself in danger by saying what I've been on, but I've been some places. I am done. What the fuck is the next thing I'm gonna sign up for? And it's getting worse. They're not protecting us. They're not doing shit else for us. Like, we really gonna have to decentralize and really solidify the community that we have. Like, make your own bridges to other communities, make your own bridges to other platforms as you may need to, but keep that shit somewhere where you can handle it mentally. Cause I ain't really trying to get inundated with everything. And that's what they trying to do. They trying to inundate us with just so much shit going on. I don't agree with it. We can't kill it. It was called Skeets back in 2022. I ain't calling that shit skeeting. I don't know. They be skeeting on my timeline. Esquire, that's crazy to say. See? She be seeing the videos at 6 o'clock in the morning too. They be skeeting on her timeline. I don't want to. They be skeeting heavy on my skyline. What is going on? How do y'all feel about crying? Y'all are outrageous, bro. You can sign up for Spill. I'm not signing up for fucking Spill. Spill fucked up by not having an Android ready. And if that's what it is, that's what it is. Cool. I'm cool with that. I was never going to have an Instagram until they came to Android. I'm not going to get a whole nother phone operating system so I can hang out with niggas on the internet. Huh? I went to Clubhouse too late. Pink Sky as the next app. I ain't doing all this color shit. Redfin, Blue Sky. Y'all keep it, bruh. Write me a letter, nigga. That's where I'm at with it. But yeah, man. It's been an interesting month. Like I said,